Hey, what's going on everybody? Scott Hilse here with you today, bringing you a brutally honest video. Literally, I looked this up before I made this video. There's not one video on YouTube like this. Yeah, there are a lot of videos like the cons of dropshipping, and it's just like dropshippers telling you how to correct the cons or anything, but nobody really talks about the actual cons that you just can't even correct. There are actual cons to dropshipping, and that's what I'm gonna cover here. Maybe a lot of people think I'm stupid for making this video, but I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys from start to finish on every single one of my videos. I'm not here with an agenda or to be fake or anything like this or pretend to be something I'm not. These are the actual cons that I've experienced with this business, and there are definitely some that you just can't correct. And honestly, most of them are personal. Most of them are in the personal life. Financially, it's awesome. Like location neutral income automation, there's nothing better than that. But most of it comes from the personal side. Before I start this video, I just want to make one thing clear. After a lot of thought, I've decided I'm not gonna be responding to every single message I get on Instagram, Facebook, and everything, just because I started realizing I was spending 5 to 6 hours a day answering messages just to get back to everybody, and that started actually affecting my own personal business, and at this level, I just can't have that anymore. So I'm gonna make a deal with you guys. I want you guys to subscribe and turn post notifications on. A lot of you guys already know this deal. And then every single video I post, I'm gonna respond to every single question immediately within the first hour only. I'm still gonna get to some questions as it goes along, but I'm gonna stay on the YouTube video for the first hour and just keep refreshing, answering every single question, so that way I can get to all your questions that way, instead of spending 5-6 hours going through all my inboxes every single day to get back to you guys. So be sure to turn post notifications on YouTube, and be sure to follow me on Instagram right here and turn post notifications on there. Then you get a double dose of the notifications when I do post a video. All right, and sorry if there's static. I'm by this waterfall. There's a couple waterfalls up here. I'm right outside my apartment, so there might sound like there's static, but really that's just waterfall. So the first con I would say of dropshipping is that this is definitely not for people who had to work in group projects in high school, or can't make decisions on their own, or literally just can't work unless they're with other people. Like, this is a kind of a lonely road. You're gonna meet a lot of people online who do dropshipping stuff, but in general, not many people are doing this, so you're gonna find that conversations are gonna start to become unrelatable. Like, you gotta do this for yourself. This is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme, and it is definitely not for those people who give up easily. So if you wanna be told what to do or give up easily, you can go to like an MLM or something. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that if you really wanna start an actual business for yourself, this is the way you're gonna have to do it. You actually have to put in the sweat and tears, and you're not gonna have to rely on your group for support and stuff. If you need motivational words to do it, don't do it at all. You're not meant to do it, because you should have that motivation inside yourself. I kind of covered this in my last video. So I guess that'd be con number one. Most of the work and most of the things you're gonna be doing by yourself, and the majority of your friends, if not all of them friends, are gonna have no clue what you're talking about at all at the start of this. Now I'm gonna come back to this. None of the people in your life are gonna even be really interested, or gonna think it's a scam or a get-rich-quick scheme at the beginning of things when you're first starting out. Because here's the thing, the saddest people in life do anything in the world to drag other people down who are actually trying to do something positive and awesome with their life. Because all the people like that at one point had the idea to do it, or maybe they convinced themselves out of it, or maybe they tried it and then they failed, and then they're pessimistic. They want to hit and punch anybody down who's trying to do something that they just couldn't achieve and that they've always wanted to achieve. Like, this is an actual business model. This is a new age business model. No inventory, all online, location neutral. This was never even possible until I'd say like 5 or 6 years ago. And actually more like the older folk, I'd say like 25 and above, generally think this is gonna be a scam. Like, anybody 25 and older that I told this to, except that one server at my old job who I'm so thankful for and so grateful for pushing me, everyone said it was a scam. I remember when I first started, I was telling the cooks about it at my old job, and one of the cooks was like, "Hey Scotty, so are you done with that get-rich-quick scheme yet?" And I was just like, oh my God, like everybody is gonna doubt you in one way or another when you start this. And again, this is not for the groupthink people. This is for the people who are gonna do it for themselves and don't give a damn what anybody else is gonna think. It's gonna take consistency, persistence, perseverance, all that, and it's all gonna be within yourself. You cannot rely on other people for this. If you wanna rely on other people, you can get into the MLMs that are more group-based and all that. That's for a different type of person. It just really depends if you wanna be the master of your domain and have full control of everything, or if you wanna follow some sort of template and go with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with the MLM style. It just was never for me, because I didn't want anybody telling me what to do, and I didn't want my personal finances or business to suffer just because of certain policies that these companies make that you have to follow or you're gonna get kicked out. That's con number one. You just can't really do anything about that. The only thing you could really do about that is try to get all your friends involved in dropshipping, but again, most people give up on this when they don't get sales, or they do a stupid general store with generic iPhone cases and accessories, and then, or generic clothing and stuff, or generic watches, and then oh no, they don't get any sales, I guess dropshipping's a scam, they shut down, and then they hammer down on anybody who ever tries it. No, it really depends on your own creativity, your own innovation, just how persistent you can be, and how much you can tune out all the people who are trying to drag you down to their level, just drag you down to their level. Fuck all that bullshit. All right, so con 2, I kind of touched on it in the last one, but as you start to develop, as you start to grow in this, things are gonna start to become very unrelatable to you. And this is what I've noticed in my personal life. What I'm trying to do with this is like, I'm trying to show you the cons as you develop so that you know what you're gonna face as you go along. So con number 2, after you face that first con, this is what you're gonna face when you start to get a little success. So say you're making about $100 profit a day and you're like, all right, yes, I can do this full time, you're doing this full time. You're gonna notice very quickly that a lot of people and things around you are gonna become very unrelatable, because they said like 97% of people in America are not happy with where they are in lives, whether they're in a 9-to-5 or like a cubicle or whatever. That's just what society has always been like, until this whole tech thing came and this whole internet thing came, and you don't have to subscribe to that. You don't have to subscribe to these companies' policies anymore. You can literally make way more money on your own than you ever could with a company, and this is the time to do it. But a lot of people don't think that way. They think group mentality, like what's the group doing? My group's going to college, my group's getting 9-to-5 jobs. If you really want to do this and something inside of you is telling you this is the way to go, you really have to trust that, okay? And as you prove yourself right and everybody around you wrong, you're gonna notice you can't relate when people are complaining about their job. You can't relate when people are talking about their business stuff. You can't really relate when people are talking about, oh, I gotta get up at 8 a.m. tomorrow. You can't really relate to any of the normal things that were normal until this time. It's because the general population is stuck in this loop and stuck in this thing of like, oh, I gotta work a 9-to-5 Monday through Friday, and then by the time Friday comes, they want to scream inside because their boss is yelling at them, telling them what to do. They want to scream inside. So most people become alcoholics, unfortunately, in the weekend. They start drinking right when they get off work on Friday, and they drink all the way through Sunday until Monday, when they have to go back to that job they hate. I don't know about you guys, but I never wanted to be like that, and that's why I never wanted to be relatable to that. And so as you start to develop in this, like I was saying, like you start to see a different side of life. I didn't start to see this other side of life until about a year ago, when I actually started having success, and I was like, wow, this is the way life's supposed to be. Going to college for 4, 6, 8, 12 years just to be told what to do the rest of your life. Why are you doing that? Why are you spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on this college when you could take that money and apply it into your own business? Not only would you not have to be told what to do, you could literally just hire people, the same things that these companies are doing. You can be at the top of the company, hire people to do your work for you, and then you have that location neutral income automation. And really guys, just not a lot of people think like that, I've noticed. And it can become very isolating, so that it's a really good idea to not only try to get your friends into it and do it with you, but also find other people who are doing drop shipping around you. Or like, I didn't know anyone in St. Louis was even drop shipping until I met my friends KJ and Austin. Shout out KJ and Austin. And those are the only 2 people in all St. Louis that I know who are actually having success in drop shipping. So those are like the only 2 people I can really relate on that level with. Like for me personally, I don't even really look forward to the weekends, because my weekends and weekdays, there's really no difference anymore. The only difference is on the weekend, my friends are more available, so that kind of makes me want to do more stuff, but I keep it consistent. Like I do my work every single day. There's no such things as weekdays or weekends for me. Like I work every single day. Yeah, if I want to take a day off, I for sure can. But just like Joe Rogan was talking about on his podcast, the reason he goes to the gym every single day, whether he's sick, whether he's not feeling it or whatever, is because the second you decide that, oh, I can skip today, that's gonna start applying to everything in your life. You're gonna start realizing like, well, I don't have to really work today. And then now you have the clearance to skip that day. Now you have the clearance to slack off in all aspects of life, not just the gym, but that reflects on everything. So it's really a good idea to keep it consistent. But while you're keeping it consistent, you're working for yourself. You're making your own hours. You're really wearing what you want. You're doing what you want while you work. So like, I guess that's the benefit of this. But again, that con comes back to like, not many people you meet, that's gonna be relatable to. All right, sorry about that. I think my microphone was moving, and if it was a little muddied, I'm sorry about that. It should be very clear now. Con number 3, again, we're going with the progression of things. So say you were making $100 and nowadays you're making around $500 or $1,000 profit a day. This is where it gets really interesting. So at this point, maybe you're talking about it on Instagram, maybe people are starting to hear about you, getting articles written or whatever. This is when it gets hilarious, to me at least, in my own life. This is when all the people who doubted you are gonna come into your life. All the people who ignored you in the past, they're gonna try to come back into your life. All the people that you don't even remember from high school are gonna hit you up acting buddy-buddy. And it's at this point when people start learning what you do and how much success you actually had in it, almost everybody you meet is gonna try to use you. This is why I kind of stick with the same friends I've had basically my whole life. It seems like every person trying to get in my life now is either pretending to so they can get to dropshipping, or just straight up saying, I want to get to dropshipping. All these people are going to try to get into your life because now they see like, oh shit, he actually did it. Now let's do it. It's so funny. When I was in LA, I only had really one friend, shout out Camilla. I only had really one friend that I could actually hang out with and all this, who actually lived in LA. I had 2 or 3 like scattered throughout the valley and stuff, but I mean in LA, that's like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. So I'm not gonna lie, my LA days were pretty lonely because I had an awesome Airbnb host, shout out Dara. But other than that, it was like I was driving Uber all day long and just talking to people for only 20 minutes and then never seeing them again. And I remember there's 2 people from around here, St. Louis and Kansas City, who I like hit up 7, 8, 9 times like, hey, let's hang out, let's hang out. Blew me off, blew me off, blew me off, blew me off. How ironic is it that now, months and months later, they're hitting me up like, how we living, bro? Acting like we're all cool. No, I remember everything. I forgive, but I never forget. For example, a certain cook at my old restaurant would always talk down to me since I was 16, 5 years straight, talking down, treating me like shit and all this shit. How funny is it that he's trying to be my financial advisor now and asking me for tips on drop shipping and all this? And same with a lot of the servers. A lot of servers treated me extremely bad while I was there, and now they're the ones asking me for help. No, I remember everything. So this is the con I'm talking about. Now that you actually reach the level of pretty good success, there's gonna be a lot of fake people who are trying to get into your life. Like extremely, extremely fake. Just acting straight fake. Not a lot of people know this about me, but here's another example. So my 4th semester at college, sophomore year, 2nd semester, I did pledge a fraternity. I went through pledgeship. On the first day, I moved in. I'm like, I'm going down a dark path on here. I'm dropping out. And someone told me to drop out. Thank God I dropped out. So all through pledgeship, these people are treating me like shit or whatever and talking down to me, treating me like a nothing. When I became a member, they're still like trying to say I gotta earn their respect and all this shit. And then when I dropped out, I was told I'm gonna end up homeless. I was told I am not whatever fraternity I was pledging, I'm not that anymore because I'm dropping out. A lot of them refused to talk to me. And on another level, they did some crazy fucked up shit to me. Again, how ironic is it that these same people are now hitting me up for advice? I'm not gonna lie, they weren't all like that, but I remember the people who were like that, and I remember the people who are now hitting me up trying to act all buddy-buddy when they thought I was the one who had to suck up to them to get their respect. Fuck their respect. I do what I want, when I want, where I want. What are you doing? Are you gonna go to your 9 to 5? So honestly, guys, it's just stuff like that. You're gonna see a lot of people who treated you so poorly in your past, treated you like dog shit, didn't believe in you at all, told you you're stupid, an idiot, all this shit, and then all of a sudden, now they're buddy-buddy because they see you're successful. They want to be in your life and all this. You guys are going to realize this. Like, a lot of you watching this are going to be successful in this. And again, like I touched on before, it's not only the people in your past life who are treating you poorly and then are going to come and try to get into your life. It's literally every new person who meets you, who finds out what you do, is going to try to get in your life for their own personal gain. And not many people are going to be able to help you for your own personal gain. Now, when you do find people that you can equally gain from, that is when you can really benefit from. You can have relatable talks with them, lifelong friends and whatnot. But for the most part, I'd say 98% of the people who are gonna try to get into your life are gonna do it for the wrong reasons. And it's gonna be old people who you don't give a fuck about anymore and who never gave a fuck about you until they learned that they can actually benefit from you now. It's bullshit. So really, guys, if I had any suggestions for that one, I would learn how to read people as quick as possible. I'm blessed to read people very, very quick. Like, I can see in their eyes, like basically into their soul, what their intentions are. I'd say within 30 seconds to a minute. It's rare that I'm wrong about their intentions. Like, I can tell a bad person when I see one. And like, that's gonna be super important for you. Between wasting your time on them and all that shit, you just gotta understand, when you're doing drop shipping or basically any online business, it's a very, very unique and new road that barely anybody really, in the grand scheme of things, barely anybody on this world's doing. And you have to be okay with that. Again, there's just some people who cannot handle that. They don't know what to do with themselves because they've been told their entire lives what to do, so they literally just can't fathom how to do something by themselves, you know? So those types of people, this is not for you. And then I guess the fourth con would be, and it's not too big of a deal, I haven't really experienced too much of this in my own life, but I have experienced it. What's gonna happen is, since you are capable of making money online and capable of basically teaching other people online, a lot of your friends won't understand the concept of there's a fine line between personal and business. For example, I have to charge for hourly consultation if someone wants to get on a phone call or Skype with me, just because I hate phone calls. If you guys watch my Ask Me Anything, I just hate phone calls. So I can literally charge what I want. And I have to be very careful with my time. So with that being said, there has to be a fine line between your personal and business life. And a lot of people will misconstrue this as being a dick or being whatever. No, like I can't just teach every single one of my friends or any single one of my friends who are now trying to get into my life because they see what I'm doing and didn't give a fuck about me when I was a buster. I don't have the time to do that. I have to keep my business and personal life set. If you want that consultation or you want that help, you're gonna have to pay just like everybody else. I can't give you special privileges because once I do that for one person, I have to do that for everyone. And then all of a sudden I'm stacked up with helping people all the time, and then I don't have the time for my own business, which is why I have to like stop responding to every single question like I used to do. Again, that's not too big of a deal, but that's just something I've noticed. If any of my friends are watching out there, I'm sorry guys, but you have to understand there's a fine line between my business life and my personal life. If you're in my personal life and want to get in my business life, I'm gonna view you the exact same way. For most people, if you've been in my life my entire life, that's a whole different story. Not only is what I think about on a daily basis changing, but what I do on a daily basis is changing, and just how I perceive life in general on a daily basis is changing. I probably go out once a month, maybe once every other month, just because I don't really feel that need to release all this anger and stress that most people have inside of them and just release that by just drinking massive amounts of alcohol. It's just not for me. On that topic, I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but on that topic, I think our generation has it kind of backwards. The only reason you should be going out is to celebrate something, but it seems that most people are going out because they have nothing to celebrate. It's just that massive amounts of stress of working a 9 to 5, their boss being a dick to them, like getting told what to do constantly, having to save up money for years just to go on a vacation, all this. Like, that's not the way life's meant to be at all. Like, you're supposed to live life on your own terms, not work your 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and then guzzle down your sorrows in alcohol. Just that weekend, if you really want to do this, you should be spending every weekend working on something that can better yourself, better your finances, and just in general, better your freedom, instead of just like waiting for Friday. Oh, finally, hey, who wants to hit happy hour? Drink until happy hour, drink until the night, wake up, get mimosas in the morning, drink all through the afternoon, get some food, and then get ready to go out that night. And then Sunday recover for your Monday morning job. Ever since I found my success, I've just been way more content with life. I don't really feel the need to do that anymore. In college, I did it all the time just because like every day I'm like, why am I here? Like, I hate this class, that teacher's a dick. I skipped this class, I got an F on my final. Well, the bar, it's all you can drink, $8, I'm definitely going to that. You know, I'm gonna forget about all those problems tonight and the next day and the next day and the next day. And what it all boils down to is not many people can relate to that. So yeah guys, like that's basically what I want to cover. I was kind of hesitant to make this video just because I am very passionate about dropshipping and very encouraging about dropshipping, but I have to keep it extremely real with you guys and acknowledge these faults. I guess some of these faults would apply with anything with success, but the relatableness is definitely something you're gonna find you might struggle with at first, and that's just something you have to be okay with. Like, how mentally strong are you and how self-reliant are you to actually pursue this and do this regardless of what anybody else thinks? I could literally sit here and tell you story on story on story of people who didn't believe in me, people who talk shit after didn't believe in me, and now trying to get into my group. Like, people from that fraternity, multiple people told me, oh, this person's talking shit on you, oh, this person's saying it's illegal, whatever. It's those same people who were talking shit on me now trying to get back into my life, acting all buddy-buddy, and acting like I'm gonna be like, oh, thank God, I'm part of the cool kids now. I finally have their respect. The people who think I want their respect are the last people that I actually respect, because I would never hang around those types of people at all. So honestly guys, that's what it comes down to. You definitely want to be working for yourself. You don't want to work a 9 to 5 and then just guzzle alcohol down every single night at 5, or guzzle alcohol every single weekend like you're just drowning in your sorrows. You have to find something that you got to be proud of, something you can work for that's your own, not you're just working for somebody because they tell you to and following all their policies, and by the end of the day you just want to get out of that building and scream your fucking head off because you're going insane inside and you feel like your entire life you've been tricked and you've been trapped into this loop of being told what to do when nobody really said You don't have to listen to everybody. That's not the way life's supposed to be. Humans are not meant to do that at all. You're supposed to find your own leadership in yourself. You're not supposed to be working on group projects your entire life. You're not supposed to be looking for everybody's approval all the time, or doing something and then making sure that everybody around you approve it, or not doing something just because you think everybody around you might judge it. You have to be yourself, and that's what this all boils down to. Dropshipping allows you to be your 100% authentic self with no apologies to anybody. You can choose your friends. You can choose who you work with. You can't choose who you work with when you get a regular job. You follow your own orders. You don't follow orders from people who get their only sense of confidence from, I have more authority than you, listen to me, or I can write you up, or something like that. It's ridiculous. That's why 97% of people in the United States are unhappy. You've all been tricked into this system. Once you're out of that mentality, you realize how stupid it is. I realized how stupid I was for going to college. Why would I apply all that time, all that money into doing something I don't want to do? I was studying business. If I would have pursued this, I'd probably be working in this building right here 5 days a week, being super unhappy, wearing a suit, pretending to be stuff I'm not cursing, sucking up to my boss, playing this dumbass rat race. Like, look how beautiful life is right now, guys. Look how beautiful this is. Would you really want to be stuck inside a cubicle the rest of your life? You really want to listen to people you don't respect, but you have to follow the orders of? All right, guys, so I really did not mean to go on that large of a rant, but I am very, very passionate about this. Like, I was so pissed when I found out how big of a trick I was played into. Just the biggest trick. In 1950, 11% of people went to college. Now it's like 70%. Something's wrong here. They don't want you to know that you can create a business on your own. They don't want you to know any of this. They don't want to push you to do this. And the people who tried and failed, or never even thought of it at all, and just jealous of the people who did it, they're gonna hammer you down and make fun of you and do all this shit. And you just gotta tune them all out, because you know in your head, you're gonna find success one day. And these are the types of people that are now gonna be coming to you for advice. And you're gonna feel so great when you can tell them to fuck off and never talk to you again. All right, guys, so that's the end of my rant. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see your guys' thoughts on this. And again, be sure to subscribe and turn post notifications on, and I'll respond to every single question within the first hour immediately, like that. Be sure to hit like. If you like these types of videos when I just go off the rails, just be sure to hit like. That helps me send this video to the trending, get this message out to more people. Like, you've all been tricked. Wake the hell up. You have been tricked. Don't be part of that 97% that are just miserable every day and then guzzling alcohol to drown away their sorrows. Be passionate in what you do what you want, and that should be the end of it. Keep going until you find it. The only way you're not gonna get there is to quit. And the reason you might quit is by listening to all these fakes who are gonna come back into your life and act all buddy-buddy when they never believed in you in the start. So yeah, thanks for watching. My name is Scott Hilse. I am extremely proud of every single thing I said in here, and I believe it 100%. These are the actual personal cons of dropshipping and I guess just online businesses and working for yourself in general. See you later. I'll see you in the comments.